We all love the sound of money, and a $1,500 sign-on bonus sounds even better. That's right, Belicio Foods of Jackson is offering a $1,500 sign-on bonus to new employees. Receive an extra $100 your first 6 weeks, then $400 after day 90, and $500 after day 180. Don't wait. Apply online at beliciofoods.com/careers today. That's beliciofoods.com/careers. Come work for a company who truly values their employees. Come work for Belicio Foods.
Show some love for the graduating seniors in your life with custom-made gear from Zip Printing in Jackson. Yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, and more. Zip Printing can do it all. Visit yourtotalmedia.shop to browse all of Zip's gear to show your school spirit for the class of 22. Zip also has everything you need for graduation parties like custom photo cards, invitations, and napkins. Call 740-286-3023 or find them on Facebook at Zip Printing Signs and Marketing.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the morning show right here on Main Street TV. And of course, Jennifer here to start off your morning with our good friend James Hamilton back in the studio. I'm back in the studio. Our intern Ethan is here, and we have some friends from the Lions Club here. And when I say friends, it's because we have a human friend and some other friends, right?
Yes.
Well, first off, would you introduce yourself? Tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I'm Karen Roberts, and I'm treasurer for the Lions Club. I moved into Jackson about 12 years ago, and I feel extremely fortunate to be living in Jackson. I joined Lions to meet people, and the Lions, their whole purpose is to serve, which is just a great group of people to be with.
You know, you're exactly right. And well, welcome to our area. We're so glad you chose us. And we have some little friends here. We'll talk about them just here in a minute. But Karen, we're going to talk about something really cool that you have coming up this weekend. So that's a good thing. But could we talk about the Lions Club in general for a moment? And you said you joined because it was a good way to meet people, but also to serve. And the Lions Club certainly has been around for quite some time. I was telling her, I remember my Uncle Lewis, who was everyone's Uncle Lewis, being in the Lions Club and being a little girl and being part of that and all of the great things that they did. And so it's continuing on. And but I remember eyeglasses and things like that. So what are some of the things that the Lions Club stand for?
The vision was the original main pillar. They've added some now. Diabetes is one, hunger, the environment, and childhood cancer. That's right. We do a lot of fundraising. The cancer research is geared toward adults. So there's now a Lions nonprofit organization in Ohio that's strictly cancer research for children only. They donate to the children's hospitals that research cancer in the state. So that's pretty specific. But the Jackson Lions, we're actually celebrating our 90th charter anniversary in June. 90 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
A long time. Yeah.
And so do our other local communities have Lions as well?
There's Lions all over the world. There's millions of people in Lions. And yes, our district, which is kind of this corner of Ohio, I think there's 26 clubs.
Very good. Yeah. So now, are you accepting new members if people wanted to join and be part of the service that you do?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're always accepting new members who want to serve.
Very good. And as we get back into the land of the living again, it would be a great opportunity if you've been feeling maybe a little secluded in your home the past couple of years and would like to get out and about and do great things and also meet some great people. There you go.
There you go. We're going to talk about our sale this weekend, and we'll have information at the booth on Lions and joining Lions. And
good.
Yeah, so anybody that has questions or wants to look at the information, we'll have it.
That is so exciting. And so how often do you all meet and where?
We meet once a month, the first Wednesday at the Faith Ministry Center on Walter Street.
Okay. All right, here in Jackson.
Here in Jackson, yeah.
All right, and the meetings would be maybe what, an hour or?
We meet at 6 for some socializing, have a meal at 6:30, and the goal is always to have the meeting under an hour.
And you get to eat.
And we get to eat, yes.
Sold. All right, very good. Speaking of eating, that's kind of why you're here today.
Yes, it is. The Sportsman Club has been kind enough to let us use their booth on Veterans Drive, where they sell their fish. And
perfect location.
It's a wonderful location. We very much appreciate their willingness to let us use it. We're going to be selling our Jackson Lions veal for $5. It's a huge sandwich. And soda to drink with it if you choose. We'll have condiments available, the usuals, pickles, ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise. I'm sure I've left something out, but that was my first experience was at the Apple Festival booth and watching people put condiments on their veal. It was almost like a religion. They were so intense about getting their veals exactly the way they wanted them.
Well, as someone that has grown up here, I understand exactly what you're saying. And, well, we'll take a poll around here because, you eat your veal. Like, I don't know anybody that's like, I feel like today's a ketchup day and tomorrow's a mayo day. Like, no, you eat your Lion's veal the same way every time.
Rodney disagrees with you.
Yes.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. He had different toppings for different days.
Yeah. No, he's wrong.
Well,
he's so wrong.
You take that up with him.
It's a very definitive thing. And do we have time to tell a story of one customer?
We have plenty of time. And
you
then
have
we're
tell
all
the story
going to
of 5 or 6 customers if you want to.
Yeah, right. Tell lots of stories. And we're going to all confess the way that we doctor up our veals.
So this couple came up, and this very nice, talkative guy, and he's the boyfriend, and he's from Texas. And they have literally come up from Texas to be in Jackson for the Apple Festival to have a veal.
Wow.
So he's kind of like trying to be good about it, but he's like, seriously, So we're talking, and, he finally gets the veal, and he takes a bite, and he just looks at me, and he says, oh, it was so priceless.
So good.
Yeah.
Well, how did he fix his veal up?
Honestly, I don't
remember.
I don't remember.
Okay, so there's a lot of folks that are the lettuce, tomato, mayo kind of people, and then there's the ketchup, which I'm just not a huge ketchup lover anyway. So, how would you fix your veal up?
Mine is mayo and pickles.
Mayo and pickles. Okay, yep. Very good. James?
So I like ketchup, and I also always like to put a little more pepper on them because I always think they're kind of plain. Need a little bit more pepper.
You actually like the spiced pepper?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow. Yeah.
I would have never thought to do that.
That's an idea.
Ethan? Don't tell me you've never had a veal.
No, I'm extremely anti-ketchup. So my veal is
my man.
Usually pickles and mustard.
Me too. So, yeah. I knew I liked him for a reason.
Well, to be official, the options we're going to have tomorrow are mayo, ketchup, mustard, and pickles. Sorry, no tomatoes, no
tomatoes
onions.
or lettuce or anything fancy like that. Yeah. Because that's not how you eat a veal anyway. You heard it here first. I'm making the official statement. So what would you say after serving, thousands of veals over the years? Mm-hmm. What would you say is the most popular combination of condiments?
Well,
it's hard for me to combination of condiments.
That is a mouthful. I will say we buy the pickles in 5-gallon buckets, mm-hmm. and we use multiple. So
always the pickle.
Always the pickle.
Okay.
Yeah. Jennifer, speaking of combination of condiments,
yes.
Were you aware that there is a comic book supervillain named the Condiment King?
No, I am not, but I appreciate you pointing that out. Is it really a thing?
Yeah, I'll show you a picture in a second.
He's a Batman villain.
He's a Batman villain.
I'm learning my something for today.
Yep.
I'm happy.
There you go. We should have the Condiment King. He could be like a spokesperson for the Lions.
I think so. Hold on, you're gonna like this. Just give me a second to get the picture up. It's pretty stupid.
Wait. It's very stupid. That is hilarious.
Yeah, I think the Condiment King would make a great Lions Club mascot.
I think so too. Does he wear a cape or a crown?
You'll see.
I'll see. I can't even. Shut up. No. Why does he have on tidy whities?
Because he's a super villain.
He has on like Hanes tidy whities.
Yeah, you gotta wear your, like Superman, you wear your underwear on the outside.
Oh my gosh.
So does he kill the bad guys with ketchup and mustard?
He is a bad guy.
Oh, he's a bad guy?
Yeah, he terrorizes with ketchup and mustard.
He terrorizes with ketchup. Is that a pickle in his head?
Yeah, he's got a pickle head.
Oh.
That's everything you need for your veal right there, right?
I mean, I will
Ketchup,
say
mustard,
the
pickle.
great debate is all within that dude right there.
Yes.
It is. Now you know.
Now
you
I
learn
know.
something new every day.
I try to.
I had no idea that there was a Condiment King. How
Okay.
exciting. All right. Well, we digressed, but that's okay. So, Jackson Lions Veal sale this coming weekend, and it starts tomorrow.
11 to 7 on Friday and Saturday. The only wrinkle is if we run out of veal, and we have 28 cases of 30 veal each, but we do run out sometimes. So it may not make it till 7 on Saturday.
Okay. Very good. And of course, you can come down and you cannot miss it. So it's at the Farmer Sportsman booth, which is at Eddie Jones Park on Veterans Drive right here in Jackson. So corner Harding and Veterans Drive. And look for all the cars and the people standing in line because you'll see it. But no, on Veterans Drive, it's so easy to get in and out of. It's a wonderful, beautiful spot. Weather should be good. So come on down, support the Lions Club. So besides the veals, you will also have drinks, right?
Drinks, right, yeah. The usual sodas and water, and the drinks are only $1.
Okay, and the veals are only $5.
The veals are only $5, yes. We've been very fortunate to have a lot of local businesses give sponsorships to help us defray the cost, so we made the decision to keep the meat price the same.
Love that. Okay, and as prices are skyrocketing throughout the country, this is the best value in town this weekend, I will have to say. All right, so that will be, again, tomorrow, Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can get your Jackson Lions veal. And if you don't know what it is, it's a breaded deep fried tenderloin. So that's a great thing. All right. So proceeds are going to benefit what?
The Community Care Closet, which is a local group.
Which brings in our other guests.
Yes,
here
our
today.
other guests. The Community Care Closet was founded by the Girl Scouts, and it was actually girls in the Girl Scouts who came up with the idea. They had personal experience with, they were looking for a service project because Girl Scouts serve too. Some of the girls had experience with children in foster care, which is, we're lucky we have foster care, but it's never good when a child has to be removed from a home. Often the child is removed with little notice, whatever few possessions they have in a plastic bag, and it takes some time for the foster care system to get the child established, to get the funding, get the placement. So the Girl Scouts decided to fill that gap, and they've done it all on their own in donations. The Faith Ministry Center has given them the space, and they've actually collected enough, and they sort it all in bins by size. They can give 5 outfits to a child. They've expanded it. It's now not just foster care. There's kids that there's been a fire. There's lots of reasons why kids have an immediate need.
Absolutely.
One of the longtime leaders of Lions is also I'm sorry, of Girl Scouts is also a lion, which is how we got connected.
Aha.
Our first involvement was to donate good-sized duffel bags so the child actually has something to put their possessions in and a sense of,
That's
I
their
matter.
own
Yeah.
thing. Yes.
So we donated duffel bags, and the good and bad news is the duffel bags are almost gone. They need a new supply of duffel bags, and for me, it's always a two-sided. I'm so glad we can help, and I so hate that the help's needed. But
I know it goes round and round.
well, and the other thing was. I wanted to contribute and help, and I so I thought I'm going to make these kids pajamas with really cute patterns. Well, nowadays all the fabric says don't use for sleepwear. So I thought the last thing I can do is put these kids at risk.
Sure.
So I came up with the teddy bear idea. And so these
I
are
love
all
this.
handmade, and I get help from almost everybody in Lions. What takes time is the cutting and stuffing and all those kinds of things. And we put a tag on them, and it says they're handmade and they're stuffed with hugs. And if you hug it, you feel a hug back. Because the whole idea was...
It's true, I tried it.
Yeah, children need to know somebody cares. That every child deserves to know somebody cares. So everybody gets a teddy bear if they want one, and we make bigger and smaller, and some of the older kids tend to get a smaller one. They have to be cool. So,
I see.
Or some of the really small kids get. But anyway, they get to pick the pattern and the size and everything. So it's been really fun for me to have people come help. That lots of people probably know Laura Thorne, and she's not a craft person. And her mother and sister gave her an incredible amount of, you're doing what? And she's one of the best. And her librarian experience, she does the laminating. I mean, she's got her niche. But there's a lot of, everybody's got their niche and what they do to help it.
Sure.
So it's a great thing. So anyway, the community care closet is currently also in a large need for younger children, diapers, wipes, and baby clothes. So that's the other thing we're going to do for them. So
okay, so think about this. Number one, you buy a Jackson Lions veal tomorrow or Saturday. You enjoy yourself. You get a great meal at a great price, and it helps all of these kids. Is there any downside to any of this? I can't think of any. And you can have mustard and pickles.
You can have what you want. And the other thing, our teddy bears have expanded. Discovered my partner's daughter works in a nursing home, and the folks in the memory unit, it's had a really good effect. So a couple weeks ago, we delivered 28 to the Holzer Assisted Living, to their memory unit. And they did exactly what you did. I mean, there were so many people sitting there in the hugs. So, everybody.
There's Rodney.
There's proof that you can't.
You can hug the bear.
Hug the bears.
That's why he took the picture. Yes. So.
They are. I am so glad you chose this particular pattern of bear, because it is like you give it a hug and it hugs you back.
Yeah.
And who doesn't love a good hug, right? And from a soft, beautiful, sweet bear.
Yeah.
And then it can be your friend.
And there's lots of ways to give hugs in this world. They don't all have to be tangible, holding a bear, but Lions is giving, and I think we all know that generally the giver gets at least as much as who they've given to, if not more.
Correct. And that is a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
For sure. So thank you for coming up with this idea. That's so wonderful. And, we had a friend in the other day who was talking about foster care in particular. And she was talking about how you could become a foster parent and whatever, and talking about the need for it. And I'm with you. It's so bittersweet, because it's wonderful that there are, that
Yes.
it exists, but the fact that it has to exist is just mind blowing.
Yeah.
And so thank you, because we can't all put our head in the sand and say that there's not a need and it doesn't exist. And so you just have to do something about it. So you all are doing great.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about the glasses for a minute.
Okay.
The original Lions Club
The original
goal.
Lions and Vision.
Yes.
We're very fortunate. Dr. Billman, who's been in town forever.
A few years.
A few
That's what we
years.
like to say.
A few years. He is also a Lion, and he's our vision advisor. Anybody that has a need for vision care can apply. We give vision aid. They can get an application at his office. Dr. Green's office also participates.
Wonderful.
For $25, they get a full exam and they get a pair of glasses. So,
wow.
Yeah. And the other thing that is very important to you, Dr. Billman, is vision screening for young kids. And with his help, he did the research. We have purchased a vision screening machine. It's amazing. It's literally a point and shoot. It takes 20 seconds to take a picture, and it measures 6 things in this child's eye. So you can do it with preschoolers. And it makes noises. I tell the kids it's like a spaceship because there's a green light and there's noises. So probably, 25 out of 26 kids, you can get them and you can get a reading on them. And if there's an issue, it prints out what the issue is and they can take it. And
that makes sense because, small kids, it would be hard to give them the normal, do you see this better or this better? And they're not going to sit there for that.
And the picture it takes, their eyeballs are this bright green. And it's such a hoot because you show the kids the picture and they're all like, and then everybody wants to do it. So it's really a well-designed system for, you're talking 3 and 4-year-olds. We do all of Head Start. We do, I'm going to blank on what's the school up in the hill. It doesn't matter. Anyway, there's schools we do, Christian Life Academy.
Yeah.
We do a couple hundred kids in the fall.
That is wonderful. And we were all making fun of ourselves earlier because none of us can see here. But, and the fact of the matter is, as a small child, you don't know, well, as an adult, because I have a friend that I just ran into who had glasses and I'd never seen her wear glasses before. And she said, I didn't know I couldn't see. She said, I went to the eye doctor because I was having headaches and I couldn't see. You don't know you can't see.
And the children, of course,
they have no idea.
They know nothing different.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've told this story and when my mom used to own, you weren't here then, but she used to own the Shake Shop, which is where Fantastic Sam's is now. And where Park's Edge used to be Ponderosa, and they had a big sign out that, gave, their specials for the week or whatever. And she and I were sitting and I was little, we were sitting at the Shake Shop and she said, oh, Ponderosa has blah, blah, blah. And I said, how do you know that? And she said, well, it's on the sign. And I said, what sign? And she said, the sign right there. And I said, I don't see anything. And she said, oh my gosh. And I couldn't see, but you don't know. You have no idea. And
the importance of catching them before they start trying to learn to read is huge.
Correct. And, it can affect your grades. Yeah. It can affect schooling because, the teacher writes something up on the board, you can't see it. And, as a child, you're embarrassed to say you can't see it and, so on and so forth. So, sight is very, very important. And I think that no child, due to cost, should go without eye exams. So I think that's wonderful. Good for you. And I did not know that there's like a machine that could go through all of that and they don't have to go through the actual test.
Yeah.
Because getting a kid to do that would be, that would be a hoot.
We have a piece of paper on the floor that has feet on it that they stand on. And like I said, it if they look at the unit in seconds, I can have a reading.
Wow.
Which is wonderful.
That is amazing. Yeah. Very, very good. Wow, we've been talking about all kind of good today. So thank you for that. All right. So is there anything else that we needed to cover? And then we'll reiterate what's going on this coming weekend?
I don't think so.
All right. So veal sale.
Yep.
Tomorrow. Saturday. There it is. At the Farmer Sportsman. And if you don't know where that is, that's in the Eddie Jones Park, right at the corner of Harding Avenue and Veterans Drive, right here in Jackson. And those veals, those Lions veals, are only $5, and then you can buy a drink for $1.
And they're that big.
And they're huge. Yeah. So, yes. And you can get pickles and mustard.
Yeah.
And some other stuff.
Yep.
That other people might want.
That is one of the other controversies. Do you cut it in half and pile it and fit it in the bun or not?
Okay. I'm glad you said that. So, I was with a friend the other day, and all right, we'll take a poll about that too. Because I was with a friend the other day. We both had a veal. And I eat all the way around the edges first and then eat the part that's in the bun.
Yeah.
And I looked over and she was tearing off all the edges and piling it on top of the rest of it and then put the bun back on top of it and ate it that way. So, all right. James.
When it's that big, you just got to fold it in half. That's what I do.
Oh, you fold the whole veal in half and then put the bun back in between the bun.
Yeah, tearing off little pieces and stacking them on top. That sounds like madness to me. Like
it was her method.
Just eating around it like you did makes more sense than that.
Thanks. Ethan, how do you eat your veal?
How do I eat my veal?
Yeah, do you eat all the way around it, or do you?
Who eats all around it?
I do.
You do?
Yeah,
that is so weird. I just force my way through there.
You just start at one side and go through?
Yeah, I just power through it.
Okay. Well, because there's the tear off all the edges method, pile back on top.
No, I just eat straight meat until I get to the bun, and then I eat a sandwich, and then I eat some meat again.
So we're doing the same thing. We're just eating all the meat around instead of straight through.
Yeah, so we do this first and then eat the bun part.
Yeah.
I feel like it's daintier to do it that way. Is there a dainty way to eat a veal?
Well, the way Stockroom does it, the veal bites, that's kind of dainty. Have you seen how they do that?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
like
just
cut it in little squares and then make a sandwich out of the veal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's kind of dainty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. This has been so fun. Thank you for your bear idea. I think this is wonderful. And I'm sorry that whatever bad things Porterhouse did to this sweet bear. He didn't do anything. Oh, look. He was just giving it love.
Yes. No, he had the same reaction you did of, geez, this is huggable.
It is so huggable. And they say, I am handmade and filled with hugs. Hug me and you will feel a hug back. It's so true.
Is that pattern available if somebody wanted to make one of those?
It's actually a Simplicity pattern, which is a brand of patterns you can get in any fabric store. Yes.
And the great news is we have a wonderful fabric store right here in town.
True. That has so much fleece.
So much fleece, so much soft stuff. Any kind of material that you could possibly need. Ghouls right here in town has that, and that's a free plug for them. Was just there yesterday, and they are full of all kind of great things. So, and they have really nice flowers too. Just to let you know about that.
Okay.
All right. Well, Karen, thank you so much for coming in. It was wonderful talking with you. And best of luck this weekend.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Of course. Now get over to the Farmer Sportsman and start getting set up because there's a lot to do.
There is a lot to do. Yes.
All right. And while Miss Karen is getting out of here for the day, let's get to our weather forecast. And looking pretty nice for the next couple of days. Got some beautiful flowers and things planted over at the brewery yesterday, so we were excited about that. And finally, a spring-like week. Today, very, very warm with some sunshine in store and highs of 85 degrees. For tomorrow, on Friday, highs of 81, lows of 58. And then on Saturday and Sunday, looking like a little bit of rain in the forecast. Thank you so much. A little bit of rain in the forecast and a little bit cooler temperatures with the those highs in the low 80s, but we'll take it. So there you go.
It was beautiful yesterday.
Oh my gosh. Yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
It was so funny because I had not intended to do much of anything.
Got to hit the publish button.
There you go. We're teaching. Nope. We're trying to teach Ethan how to run this thing.
I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Sure you do.
Go back to us.
Okay.
Got to click on the icon.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, we're teaching him. Okay.
Publish.
So, yeah, I had no
Awesome.
intention
No, we're
of doing anything like outdoors yesterday, but it was so pretty. And I was like,
Beautiful.
I'm going to work outside at the brewery.
Yeah.
And it was so fun.
Nice.
And got to talk to all kind of great people that walk by. It's amazing how many people are out and about when the weather's, nice.
Not miserable.
Yeah, exactly. And people are in good moods. And so, yeah, it was a really fun day, and got to spend some time out and hopefully got some vitamins to, do whatever.
Yeah, some vitamin
Whatever.
Vitamin C, is that what you get from the sun?
D.
Vitamin D.
Yes.
Yeah, sunny D. Yeah.
I think you do get vitamin C probably.
I don't know. Probably, maybe.
From the sun too.
I don't know.
Yeah. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling better.
Good.
How are you feeling?
Okay. Don't make me laugh.
You sound great.
I blame James. It's okay.
It's not my fault.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. So poor James was like sick the end of the week, and we're in here, we're perfectly fine, and I'm looking at James, and he's running the thing, and he's sweating, and he turns like
it was real hot.
White
in here
as
that
this
day.
tissue right here, and
it
I'm
was
like,
real hot in here that day.
It wasn't that hot.
It was pretty stuffy in here.
And I'm like, James, are you all right? I'm fine. I'm fine.
I was fine.
So then I get I'm really not feeling very well. I might stay home. It's like, that's probably a good idea, James.
Yeah.
And then like this weekend, I sent him a message. I'm like, you're not going to believe this. Because I was perfectly fine, like almost making fun of him for not claiming to be sick, even though you were. So.
Hey, and I even like deloused in here. I sprayed the...
I think it was. I'm not sure. I mean, he and I are never even that close. Like he's literally across.
I think we're close.
Oh well, not in that manner. But I'm like, I think it was just a strange coincidence that we both ended up with some kind of weird.
I don't know. It's that time of year, I guess.
It is. I think there's just the perfect storm. You have the pollen count is as high as it can possibly be, I think. And, it's just seasonal allergies, and then that aggravates other things, and it just so on and so forth. So hopefully we're all on the mend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about that baby niece of yours for a minute.
Okay. Well, my new niece, her name is Zoe Ruth.
She's Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth.
How many jokes have there been of Baby Ruth?
Well,
yet?
I feel like you're the only one that's actually made the candy bar connection so far.
Oh.
But if I could find like a little like baby shirt with the Baby Ruth on it, that'd be pretty cute.
It would be so cute.
Yeah.
So are they going to call her Zoe, or are they going to call her Ruth?
They're going to call her Zoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think she looks like a Baby Ruth to me.
I think she looks like a Baby Ruth too, but
he agrees.
She's a Zoe. That's all right.
But yeah, so not to get like all personal or whatever, but she was born a little early.
Yeah, she's born a little early, so she's going to be in the hospital for a little bit, but she's doing really good.
Okay, good.
No concerns outside of the kind of usual ones.
She just needs some time in the hospital to keep cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. I was telling JJ this a minute ago. This is pretty neat. They have like webcams in the nursery.
No.
So like, if the parents are at home at night, they can get on their computer and like log in and like watch the video feed, so they can kind of like feel like they're there even though they can't be there all the time.
I feel like you would never turn that off.
Yeah. Well, I think the way I understood it, that they will only turn it on for you for like a couple hours at a time.
Because I can see that being like,
people would just be like,
never go to sleep. And,
just obsess over it. But that is something that they have now, which I thought was pretty neat.
See, that's one of the things about technology that's so good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that you could actually do that.
Yeah.
and parents can, have that peace of mind that, oh, she's okay.
Yeah. Now, here's another technology thing that I thought was kind of weird and interesting.
Yeah.
So in the hospital room, they've got the little computer monitor that has like the heart rate and all that kind of stuff on it, right? But so the doctors and nurses and everything that's stationed up there, they have obviously multiple patients that they're caring after. So that little computer screen not only has her signs on it, it also, like down at the bottom, has everybody else that doctor is watching. So that if she's in that room, she's not going to miss what happened in the other room.
Especially if something weird happens.
But the flip side of that is if you're in your room and everything's totally cool, and then the person in the room next to you has an episode, it shows up on that computer and it starts beeping and everything and freaks you out.
I would think so.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
That is very strange. Yeah. I understand the purpose of that, but that's a little bit
It's going to freak people out.
Yes, completely freak people
They
out.
also I thought this was weird. They had like hotels have adjoining doors sometimes.
Yeah.
The nursery doors are like that. So like, I don't know what context that you would use that for.
I guess if you have 8 babies at once, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I guess that makes sense.
But I mean, that just seems
the rooms
a
are
little bit
maybe big
strange.
enough for 2, but I guess if you had more than 2, maybe you would need 2 rooms then.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that so you were able to go visit Baby Ruth at the hospital, and she will forever be called Baby Ruth. Just to let you know, I'm sorry for your sister. But they actually let you in the hospital and you were able to
there's a limit
her.
on how many people are allowed in the room at a time.
Okay.
And of course you've got to wear masks and wash your hands and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's no like super strict visitation like there was
so good.
Like, during the worst of the COVID.
Thank you to your sister for having good timing.
Yeah. It would have been a lot more stressful 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad that she's doing well, and that's all good news. Yeah. Even though she's going to be in the hospital for a little bit, but that's okay. She's
doing
in the
really
picture.
Good.
She just looks precious.
She's pretty cute.
So the question is, what is your nephew thinking about his new baby sister?
He's had a few funny things that he said. The one my sister said that she's like, he just broke my heart when he said this. He wanted to know where his baby sister was. And she's like, well, the nurses are watching her at the hospital. And he goes, well, why aren't we watching her? My sister's like, he broke my heart when he said that.
What is a good answer? That's a fair question.
Yeah.
That is a very fair question.
Yeah. But that was pretty funny. I mean, he's just kind of, mainly kind of into his own little bubble.
Well,
he's going to have a little bit of a transition.
His bubble's going to get real burst whenever Baby Ruth comes home.
Yeah, when he's not the center of attention for everything anymore.
Because he's been pretty much for a long time.
Yeah, so he's gonna be a little bumpy when he realizes he's not the center of the universe quite as much as he used to be.
Albeit he will still be the center of the universe. Just have to share it with somebody.
Yep. Has to share the center of the universe.
Yes. There will now be 2 centers of the universe.
Yep.
Well, good. I'm glad about that, and I'm glad she's doing well, and I appreciate you sending us pictures because we were all wondering about her, and kind of feel like we've done this journey with you. So, yep. All right. Some crazy news stuff has gone on.
A couple
here.
Crazy things. Lots of fires.
Absolutely. So a couple of fires. And in fact, I was pulling out of down by our office the other day, and it's right by the fire station. So pulled out right behind a fire truck, and I thought, our fire department goes out way more than you would ever think in a million years, and you only know that.
Would they average 2 calls a day? Is that
something like that? It's insane. So you see them go out, and you think, okay, well, whatever. Well, little did I know that they were going right down the street to this insane car fire.
Yeah.
That happened on Main Street, and that was yesterday.
Yeah. Ethan, there's we've got this crazy photo here. This was submitted by the either the police or the fire department.
Look at that.
But Ethan, if right above that, there should be a little video if you want to play that so we can kind of see really how crazy it was. There we go. Look at that.
There it is.
There.
Look at that. So
so the road was
is that
closed
Wendy's right behind
there?
there?
Yeah, it's right in between Wendy's and Long John Silver's.
So the good news about that, this is just something you don't see every day in downtown Jackson. The great news is that no one was injured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they kind of realized something was wrong before
Correct.
it really went wrong.
Thank you. If you are driving down the road, so what happened was it was an SUV and a couple driving down the road. The driver and owner of the vehicle, Larry Jacobs of Wood Avenue in Jackson, had a female passenger. He said that he was driving and he heard a popping sound and then detected smoke. So they pulled over and, got out of the car. And about that time, it just caught on fire and burst into flames. So luckily they had the peace of mind the mind to pull over, get out of the vehicle. And it just caught on fire. And the busy, obviously that was Main Street. So
yeah. This is the busiest bit of road in town.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the police were there, fire department, thank you to them for responding. And they blocked off the street it was only about 45 minutes to an hour. But the fire was extinguished. And then, of course, they had to clean up and do all that. But they got it up and back up and running very, very quickly, considering the magnitude of
how bad that
looked horrible.
So here's what's even crazier about that. That happened to someone in my family pretty recently, too.
No.
They're just driving down the road and the car bursts into flames like that.
How does that happen?
You want to know what it was?
What?
There's a bird's nest in their engine, and it was so dry, it caught on fire.
You are kidding.
No, I mean,
is that a thing?
Apparently, that's a thing.
I had no idea.
I had no idea either. But it was every bit as bad as that. And it was a new car, and it just came out of nowhere.
What a helpless feeling to be standing there and watching your car just
black smoke.
Melt.
Yeah.
And you have no idea why.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And it's not like leaking. I mean, we don't know exactly the cause of that.
Know. I mean, this could be a bird's nest for all we know.
Yeah.
We have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, she wasn't like leaking gas or anything. It's just a bunch of dry leaves and stuff. The birds drug in. Yeah.
Who would have ever thought in a million years? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that was a thing, but I guess it is.
I guess so.
Yeah.
So, hey.
I'm reading here that to keep birds out of your engine bay, you use chili flakes, peppermint oil, or cayenne pepper. So this is a well-documented phenomenon. Birds nesting in people's engines. So
Who knew?
Watch out.
Have you ever heard of that?
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, if you don't have a garage, maybe that's something you want to be concerned with during certain months of the year.
And the thing is, I mean, if you've ever watched a bird build a nest, it takes no time.
Man, there's this bird that built a nest in like a decorative wreath at my house.
Yeah.
Every time I walk past it, that bird freaks out and it scares me to death every time. It gets me every time. Forget it's there. Walk past, that bird freaks out.
There goes James again.
I jump out of my shoes.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
No, but they do get you, and they're doing nothing but protecting their babies, the same as humans do and other animals do. So, but yes, right now the birds are a bit out of whack.
Feisty.
Yeah,
feisty.
Yes, to say the least.
But that's not the only crazy fire we've had recently.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So this one happened in the early morning hours of Friday, April 29th. We reported on this back when it happened. A fire destroyed a home at the northeast side of Wellston. But there was more to the story than just the structure fire, because a passerby, Jake Blanton, and we want to thank Jake for being at the right place at the right time, literally.
Yeah.
Jake is 23 years old. he is credited with seeing that fire, literally running into the fire. You know, you're that person. Do you run away from the fire or do you run toward the fire? He chose to run.
Yeah.
He ran into the fire, saved a 63-year-old man and I believe a dog from the home.
Yeah.
And our sweet, who went and did the
Jeremiah.
story? Oh, Jeremiah did.
Jeremiah.
Yes. Jeremiah went up and did the story and was actually able to get hold of Jake.
Yeah, so Jake was aware enough when he was doing this that he pulled his phone out and kind of videoed some of this stuff happening. And I think he reached out to Jeremiah and he was like, well, can you help me do something with this so people can see this firsthand.
What happened.
Yeah.
And, you know, number one, thank you to Jake for being brave and probably about half crazy.
At least.
A little bit. But we appreciate you for saving this elderly man's life. And I'm sure he's very thankful and the family is very thankful. But, you know, you just never know that person that you're going to be until you're faced with that situation. So Jake certainly is a hero for sure. So we have a video of that,
we have
right?
a video. Yeah, Ethan, you got that ready for us?
In the early morning hours of Friday, April 29th, a fire wrecked a home in the northeast side of Wellston. But wait, there's more to the story than just a structure fire. A passerby, Jake Blanton, 23 of Wellston, is credited with saving a 63-year-old resident from the burning structure. I managed to catch up with Jake to talk a little more about that early morning fire.
Yeah, man, I was walking down from my buddies over here at 1 o'clock in the morning and was passing right through here. And when I got to right around here, I seen some smoke and some fire coming through the windows. And that's when I flipped my camera around, was showing my buddy, and that's thinking everybody was gone out of the house already. And when I heard help me grab my dog, I dropped everything.
Then Blanton did what anybody would do. He jumped into action.
Heard where it was coming from, went to that first door onto the left, and old man was sitting there on his couch trying to stick his dog through the door, and he couldn't make it through, so I had to kick the door open a little further. And once I kicked the door open a little further, the dude fell back off the couch, and I had to jump inside the house to grab his dog and him. And then while I have the man on my back and the dog in my hand, I had to jump over the couch and get him back outside and carry him from the front door across the street before I could put him down.
The resident that Blanton saved was Jim Perry, 63 of Wellston.
Glad I could help you.
Well, I am too, buddy. You're a lifesaver.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't here faster than what I was.
You tell me where you live and if I ever see anything going on.
Don't worry about it, man. I'm just glad I was here. But yeah, I was here at the right time, right place. The man was stuck inside the house. He wasn't really strong enough to open the door with the couch on in front of it. So I don't know if he would have made it or he would have got out with burns or whatever. I think he had a cut on his foot when I picked him up. That's why I couldn't put him down until I crossed the road. Past that, I'm glad that he's doing good. Him and his dog are doing great.
After interviewing Jake, I decided to stop by the Wellston Fire Department to meet up with Wellston Fire Chief Ryan Pelletier to get his thoughts about the fire that occurred on that morning.
We were dispatched to 701 North Pennsylvania Avenue. A residential structure fire. The call came in the early hours of the AM. The dispatcher advised that we had flames showing from the roof. So the first thing that we think about, obviously, is there anybody inside? Before Engine 1905 responded, the dispatch advised us that all the occupants were outside. The Wellston Police Department was on the scene and everybody was okay. Upon arrival of the first unit, we did have flames showing from the roof. We did our initial assessment and we started to attack the fire. It was later that we learned that the homeowner and his dog were rescued by a Good Samaritan here in Wellston. That fire has been ruled undetermined with no foul play. Obviously, we've got an electrical issue of some sort. So therefore, the Good Samaritan rescued the homeowner and his dog. So we're extremely excited about that. He saved a life, and obviously a hero. And we're going to do what's needed to be done to recognize that individual.
You gotta give us a warning there, bud.
All right, the intern gets one.
Yeah.
We're just talking about our coughs.
I know, we're just talking about how we're dying.
The good news is James and I are dying together.
Together, R.I.P. Hey, we're saving money on funeral service.
Exactly. We'll just have a total media funeral.
Yeah, you have one end and I'll have the other end, and we're just like have the chairs kind of point in both directions.
Yeah, they'll just be like people can just turn this way and then this way.
That's the way to do it. Save some serious money.
We're just trying to help the crew out here by But no, that was an amazing story.
It is crazy.
That's a amazing story. And the fact that somebody has the guts to run into a burning home is just unbelievable. So thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for Jeremiah to putting that together.
Yeah, that was really good. That was really good.
All
right, so and on other news, we have some interesting sports things.
Baseball and softball season are starting to wrap up. Of course, Jackson won a share of the FAC Conference Championship.
Okay.
On what day was that, Ethan? Tuesday night. Tuesday night. Yeah, it was Tuesday night by defeating Miami Trace 2-0. That was a great game.
Yeah. I guess I can. I'm the one with the paper. I don't know why I'm asking you.
Well, we can go ahead. Let's play the Jackson video first and hear from these kids talking about their win over Miami Trace.
Yeah, and you're going to hear from Kayla McGraw and Bryson Brown, and it's what they had to say about their win Tuesday and preparing for tournaments.
Yes,
coming up.
It's a pretty special thing. I mean, you look at the numbers. We've got three teams in our league are in the top 15 in the state, and we beat 2 of them.
We came out here knowing it was going to be a hard game, so we had to just buckle up and show. I didn't have any off-speed in the bullpen, so I had to stick with fastball through 3 innings. Once I finally felt my off-speed, it started working pretty good and effective.
It's some pretty strong chemistry. I've been catching him for 6 years. I know everything his pitch is going to do as it's coming out of his hand, and I know every option. I mean, it makes it super fun because I can ask him for a ball in the dirt and know it's going to hit me in the chest, and I can also ask him to throw it up and get that K real quick. And well, we showed it happened. It happened 3 times this game, and we showed it works.
Our defense and pitching is great, so we're probably going to work on hitting.
Yeah, we've worked through a few things, just that chemistry, that being able to read each other. But right now, I think all it is having the energy when we come into a game. We come in with energy, and it doesn't matter. We took him to 111 pitches in 5 innings, and it shows that we're getting better as we go, and that energy is what I think will save us.
So congratulations to those guys, and what a freaking great season they had.
You were not kidding, and we expected. I don't want to say we expected, but we assumed nothing less than that for the guys. And man, we have so many talented young kids in our area that are just doing great things.
And I'm going to talk Dan Morrow into coming in on the show one morning to kind of talk about the season and stuff. Now that we're heading into the tournament,
love that. Absolutely love that, and got to give all the kids credit. And you know what else I've loved watching are all the academic awards that have happened this past week, and some of the kids announcing, going to their colleges. And, we have a lot of kids. Listen, before a few years ago, a area kid going to an Ivy League school was unheard of. Like it just rarely happened. And now it's like our kids are going, they're doing great things. And, was talking to one of our hosts from the restaurant the other day, and she had been going back and forth about where she was going to go to school, and so I ran into her and I asked her, and she said, "Oh, well, I'm going to Ohio State," and I said, "Good for you," and I was waiting for it. She said, "Got a full ride," and I was like, I had no doubt in my mind, and that helps you make that decision, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But so proud of these kids.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Can you imagine getting a full ride to school? That is
That's the way to do it. That's
crazy.
That's why you work hard.
Yeah,
That's why you work hard when you're a teenager.
I was like too busy doing other things.
Yeah, someone would have told me that at the time.
Yeah. Why did someone tell me with freshmen?
No, if you just worked a little bit harder now, things would be a little bit more chill later.
But yeah, no, I think that, I love seeing the academic awards along with, the sports awards and all of that stuff. So great things. Our future is very bright for our area, and kind of what Kim Harless was talking about yesterday when she was here was, getting these kids out and about and learning and doing things. And it's just all so invaluable to them.
Yeah.
So, yep. All right.
Want to head to Wellston now?
Yes, heading to Wellston, and
okay, I'll read it. The Wellston Golden
he knows
Rockets,
more about it than I do. So.
The Wellston Golden Rockets pulled away for a 5-1 win over Alexander in the final TVC Ohio Division baseball game of the season last Monday. Logan Martin and Zach Wilbur discuss that win with us. You got that video for me?
Well, we really just wanted to bounce back after this game, or after Thursday's game. We got the tournament coming up, and we really want to go into that strong, work out all the kinks that we can, and really make a deep tournament run.
At the beginning of the game, we started off a little rough at the plate, but towards the end we saw a lot better, put some runs on the board, and gave us a cushion.
I just really wanted to work on getting on base today. We're always looking to get a hit, but really one thing that I want to work on is just because we've been hitting the ball really well, we got to keep it going and not struggle and get on base and try to get as many bags as possible. Don't waste any runners.
Yeah, when I was pitching, I had a lot of confidence in my defense behind me, had a lot of confidence in my catcher, which is always better, always helps me with some. So
yeah, we got the 5, and we got Coldgrove coming up. Just one thing we're really keen on is not looking ahead. We're just trying to not take anybody lightly. I think that's kind of what we did last Thursday, and we don't want to do that again. We just want to make sure we make sure we win every game.
Yeah, we got to play one game at a time and not look ahead. So we're focused at the day that we're at, not the day next or ahead of time. So.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to the Wellston Golden Rockets on a great season.
That's right.
And then we've got one more for you before we get out of here today. This is Brenna Sexton and Kurgan Ward from the Vinton County softball team. They won 2-1 over Waverly in a Division II sectional semifinal on Tuesday.
Wow.
And so this is what they had to say after that game.
Awesome. Love it.
Well, we haven't played in a week, so we've had plenty of time to get prepared and relax. We've been hitting in the cage, so we just we knew we could win, and we wanted to come and relax.
What was your mood coming in?
Play hard to make sure none of us make mistakes. Don't miss no balls.
Well, it was getting down to crunch time. We hadn't really had anything, a couple hits, but no, nothing really produced from it. So I knew I needed to get on, get the inning started, and usually when I get on, Bree can get a hit.
And you had the big
I
hit.
ended up hitting a nice line drive to left center, and it ended up scoring a run.
Again, we have to stay relaxed and confident, going in. We didn't hit that great tonight, so hopefully we'll kind of get the bats out a little bit more on Thursday, but just staying relaxed, confident, know we can win.
I'm agreeing with Kerrigan on that one.
She agrees with Kerrigan
She
on that
agrees
one.
with Kerrigan on that one, and Kerrigan gets the award for the cutest bow of the
That
day.
was an epic bow, wasn't it? My gosh.
She could have gotten to first base
Her
a lot
bow-
faster had that bow not been
That
there.
bow is almost as big as the one they have on my niece right now.
The bow is as big as the baby, but
yeah. And then I want to give a shout out to Telegram sports editors Todd Compson and Brock Netter for putting those videos together.
Those are
really
great.
Appreciate that it's great. Highlight those kids.
You know, it is, and as the school year winds down, so quickly, you know, it's going to be Memorial Day like in no time.
You know what Memorial Day weekend means? Dwight Eisenhower at the Festival of Flags.
Oh,
what?
Elvis
is going to be back.
Elvis is going to be in the building.
Yeah.
Well,
we're working
maybe.
on getting him into the studio.
We're working on getting Elvis in the building.
Yeah, we're working
that
on
would
getting
be
Elvis
awesome.
Would be awesome.
I would love to talk to Elvis. We talked to Elvis via, you know.
We talked to him on Skype last year, and he was freaking great.
And he was awesome. Probably one of the most fun interviews ever.
Oh, so good. I've told that story, his story about running over the lady's foot on the parade float so many times. That's just the best story ever.
So good. So good.
we broke Jennifer, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh shoot. It's just the cold medicine laughing.
Hey, so we got to start wrapping up here.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we're going to have the Apple City Players on the show.
Yes.
Because this weekend is their performance of Fox on the Fairway.
Yes. It's going to be a hoot.
This is going to be great. This is at the Marquee Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So this is sort of a madcap comedy set in a stuffy like golf country club.
Yes.
So I'm like kind of Caddyshack vibes.
Yes, kind of. Yes.
Yeah. So this is going to be great.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll talk to them tomorrow. They'll tell you all about it, and we look forward to that.
Yes.
It's always a good time. So, all right. Well, we have to get out of here for the day, and we appreciate you so much for tuning in. We appreciate Miss Karen from the Lions Club coming in. Don't forget they do have their Jackson Lion Veal sale coming up this weekend, tomorrow and Saturday. And you can get something great to eat right here in town for a very good price, and eat pickles and mustard on it.
Ketchup and pepper. And fold it. Don't eat around it.
Eat around the edge. And then I want to know how y'all eat your veal. Let us know. All right. Have a great day, everyone. Beautiful weather outside. If you have things to do, it'd be a fantastic day to do it. So we'll see you right back here tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.